Hey, I'm Bob,
I'm Jake.
and we are
Nailed It the
Nailed It the
podcast.
Podcast.
Oh, that's gonna be
Hey,
great. That's gonna
welcome
be
back
great
to
with the lag in
the
between.
lag. We'll be fine. It's actually not as bad as you think. I want to give a shout out to Riverside FM. There's this software we use to record this because the last couple times we've done anything like this where we did it online. The few times we did it, the last time we did it, it actually syncs our voices up pretty well with no lag. It finds it. It's probably AI, so I guess we're just a couple of dickheads.
Yeah.
Um, but so we are having ourselves, obviously, as I just said, we're having ourselves a remote session. We don't do that very often for reasons, mostly because we like to be in the same room to do things. But or we have a guest on occasion, like our last guest, Andy Fritz. Good episode. Unfortunate audio issues that we couldn't correct. I couldn't correct. A little hard to hear him from time to time, but that is name of the game sometime. But here we are catching up. We have some stuff going on this week, shows and things that went on. So we got stuff to talk about. Why don't you let them know what you've been up to on outside of our band stuff?
Well, let's see. We had our show over at Tellus on
Yep.
Black Friday over at Tellus 360. Fun times. It was a really good show. I think the crowd really dug it. I was having a good time. Uh and it was nice to see like some of my coworkers that came out and everything. We had obviously the Thanksgiving holiday. Then this past Saturday, I had a ring announcing gig over with Three Legacies Wrestling over at Zembo Shrine in Harrisburg.
I'm aware of the venue, but the place, but I've never been there.
So I've heard of this place too, because I know some people that do like recreational sports over there, where it's like a recreational sports league or something. And that's where they will, participate in this. And Three Legacies had been hosting a few shows there, and they invited me to ring announce for the opening match, and did that. And it's such a neat place because you pull up and it just looks like a castle. Like it just looks like a castle in the middle of Harrisburg.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
you walk in and it's like a gymnasium with almost like stadium style seating. And
Oh,
that's where they had it set up. And I think I sent you the video, but the match that I was the ring announcer for is now on YouTube, and it's just a neat place. Like it was a really cool place to host that event, and you know, just me doing what I do. It was fun to be in the ring, doing all the yellings that I do. But yeah, other than that, obviously today I was not at work due to inclement weather, and
yeah. I don't have that luxury, so I was in fact at work, but I get it.
uh but with the me being stuck in the house today, just been writing music and recording stuff. I sent you that song earlier today.
You did, but and maybe this is a good little time to drop in the fact that we've had some more than usual lately discussions about doing some original stuff.
Yeah. There's a lot of tunes that I've written that I personally don't feel fits the Lisdexia style, and have just kind of kept to the side, and I've been sending them to you for you to see what you think of them. And yeah, as soon as you were like, what do we want to do original stuff? I'm down for it. I love doing original music.
I love when you do original music, and I've talked ad nauseum about how I should get back into it, and I just haven't. But I think it's probably because I need more collaboration than I need, uh, you know, to do it on my own. So this is probably a perfect opportunity, and I'm a fan of the stuff you write. You know that, so it's not just because of our friendship or our business relationship, as you will. So, and these last two songs, especially the one you sent me today, are number one. The fact that you send more or less complete instrumental tracks,
Yeah.
is kind of nice. It's a nice way to catch the melodies of it and see where it's going to go. So I may not look it because I'm a tired old man, but um, I am pretty excited about the prospect of working on stuff. And you can't just assume every song's going to work or not, and maybe it won't. Maybe it's just maybe this isn't my thing. But either way, you've got some killer songs that could just be your thing.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to putting pencil to paper, as they say, and workshopping ideas with you and seeing where we get.
Yeah, and especially, like, with the last one that I just sent you, um, that was I sat down at 2 o'clock and started just recording because I had this idea for a riff in my head, and by 4 o'clock, I had the rest of it. I had that whole thing recorded because I think I sent it to you at 4:30 or whatever then because I just had to bounce it.
Right.
Um, but there's been a couple of my songs that just flow like that, and those seem to be the ones that everyone has quite a positive response to. Like Echoes, I wrote uh in one night. I wrote this one obviously in 2 hours. uh and Cyber Shadows, the like two of my newer songs, I've all written just because I had an idea in my head and I sometimes don't have a good way of stopping, so I just wind up writing everything because I don't want to break that like flow
Right.
of like
Well,
I'm
it,
on a roll,
it
I've got something going, and as soon as I stop, I'm like, if I come back in a couple days, I'm not going to be able to pick up where I left off.
well, and that shows. You've shown me on many occasions how quickly you pull songs, together. So which I don't have that, but I don't have the instrumental skills you do either for writing. So got to start somewhere. I guess is going to be it.
Yeah,
Um,
and that's one thing that like I think is going to really benefit like with you and I writing things, same as it is for like when Dave and I write stuff, that I can sit down and write a song. I'll write an instrumental, but as soon as it comes to lyrics, suck at writing lyrics. I cannot write lyrics to save my life. I am like, it takes me weeks to write.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You're expecting me to be the strong point there?
Yeah,
Oh boy.
I need you to
Uh,
put like
all
channel
right. All
all
right.
your rap influences and all your lyricist influences and put pencil to paper, as you say.
Yep. Yeah. Well, we're gonna definitely get into that. I've got some ideas. You've got some. You already floated over one of those tracks a little bit. For me, it just takes anytime I've ever written anything, and I have tons of songs written on paper that just never went anywhere. And they're all from my early days, and they're not great by any means. They were just me trying to figure it out. But I always have to find a theme to something. I know
Yeah.
some guys don't write like that. I've had many conversations with Dave about this. Dave likes to write a hook, and then once he finds a hook he likes and a chorus he likes, he fills in the verses.
Oh
But to
yeah.
me, I try to figure out where the story is, whether that means writing the verse first and finding something that works. It's just always different for me. But that's also why I barely ever complete anything because I'm never sure what I'm doing. So the challenge has been laid, and I think I'm gonna do my best to put the effort that I need to. And again, they may not work. I'm not so naive to think that, oh my God, you threw me a song and I wrote some words and we're gonna get a Grammy for it.
Right.
We're gonna sell a billion copies.
Yeah.
It may not even be something we let anybody hear if we don't find the way to it. But I'm not gonna know if I don't give it a try. And you're giving me the perfect opportunity to try. And who better do it with than you? We
Yeah.
have we have this working relationship, if you will. Obviously, our
Yeah.
friendship's good. We're together all the time musically and doing this, and the vibe we have. Why am I saying vibe like I'm a teenager? The
See,
vibe we
you do the
have
same
is
thing I do. I hate using the term vibe, but it fits whatever you're trying to
it's a
convey.
perfect fit, and I think that's what I don't want to be all. I don't want to sound too hoity-toity. And there I go using words. I don't. I don't want to say our rapport is good, but it is, and that's why our podcast works, and that's why I think us writing may work, you know, in some capacity. It's going to work no matter what, but we'll see
Yeah.
where it gets. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
Um, I did. I myself did a bunch of shows last week. Well, we had a show. You glazed over our holiday
Oh
show at
yes,
Shaperstown.
we
We
did
kind of
have a
started
holiday
our
show.
holiday week. Yeah, our holiday week started on Sunday. The what was that? The 19th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sunday.
Yes.
No, not the 19th.
No.
23rd. Sunday the 23rd. It
Yeah,
was
I
the
don't know.
23rd. the 19th, I was in for my old man colonoscopy, everyone,
Oh,
if you haven't heard. So that was, by the way, clean bill of health. Also, as I posted on the face space today, I got a 100% basically clean bill of health from my doctor today on my current blood tests. I'm technically not diabetic anymore. I mean, I'll always be diabetic, but my blood sugars are a normal person's level. Like all my cholesterols and kidney functions and all the stuff they worry about as you get older and you have diabetes are like well in the good. So I'm actually in really oddly healthy shape, which is weird after 49 plus years of living. I'm finally in shape, but that's my good news for the week. But
so you're
yeah,
gonna
we did
come
that
do a
show in
Tough Mudder with
Shaperstown.
me, right?
No, I'm not an athlete. I still have terrible ankles and knees, dude. I weigh less and I'm not dying. My knees were blown out when I was 19 and I wasn't even fat then. Well, maybe I guess I was. Anyway, um, yeah, we did that show, and that was with the tree lighting ordeal ceremony, Christmas on the Square in Shaperstown, which of course we've mentioned many times. My hometown. That's where you live now. It's your base out. It's where you're sitting right now
I'm sitting
in
in
Shaperstown.
Shaperstown right now.
You are sitting mere 3 miles from where I grew up. And we did that, and I enjoyed that. We did that last year. Did a little later in December last year. We did. They wanted to do it before Thanksgiving this year, thinking I think rightly that the weather would be nicer. It wasn't exactly
Oh,
that.
it was so
It was a
cold.
nice evening, but it was so cool. We were having the guitar players outside having frozen digits problem for a while there, but I think it overall I think we had a really good time. I did notice, and I don't know if I brought this up to you. A buddy of mine likes to shout out to my boy Ryan Trossel, my brother from another mother, um, best friend growing up. He was out and he likes to snap a lot. He does the Snapchat like we're teenagers, as I pointed out earlier, and he had a snap up from when he first walked in. Now, from our angle, we were looking out at the crowd and you could see the food trucks and then beyond. He was on the other side of the food trucks, getting a crowd shot, a sweeping crowd shot. You can hear me singing and us playing pretty clear out there
Yeah.
on his video with a food truck generator running. So I was concerned at that show people wouldn't hear us too far out past us, but it was carrying all the way across the street. So that was nice to catch without really looking for it.
Yeah.
I just watched his snap. I'm like, oh, look at this. So, but I think we had a good time, and I appreciate they asked us to do that again. I hope we can do it again next year. Hope we can be like the house band for this
Yeah.
Sheeperstown Christmas tree lighting. And we got pictures of Santa, and we
Oh
did
yeah.
in fact. I wish I had it here. It's here somewhere, but it's off camera where I won't reach it. We got ourselves official nice coins from Santa. Oh, there it is. Hard to see. It's hard to get in
Yeah.
focus, but Santa pretty much guaranteed us that we were on the nice
Oh, come
list, and no one else I know that was there that night of us and our friends got on the nice list. So just saying we are those guys. So we did that. I followed it up a couple days later. My very usual gig at the Falls Hotel in Kalai, right up the street here from the coming from the Nailed It Studios. No, I did my Tuesday night jam there. I always have a good time there, even when it's sometimes it's a little light for me on Tuesday, depending on the pool leagues there, if there's a holiday around or whatever. And being the Thanksgiving Eve show, which ironically I realized I did last year too, the same Tuesday.
Oh
Apparently, that's
really?
my time to play 2 days before the holiday. But that was a good time. Everybody up there knows me now, all the regulars, so they're always asking me for songs they know I can't play, which is part of my joke that I manage expectations that I'll take your requests, I just can't necessarily play them. But I got a couple songs I've realized after 3 years. I'm going on my third. February will be the third since the 3 years since the first show I played there. My third February.
Okay.
And I'm like, since I started doing solo gigs, and I realized they've been asking me for certain songs, David Allen Coe, some other stuff for 3 years now, 2 full years. And I haven't, I tried to play it the other night or that night. And I was like, guys, for someone who can sing along to this anytime anyone else plays it, this is going horribly, horribly wrong. But I did promise that I would learn it and some other stuff. So it gives me a bump to do some stuff on my own that I'm going to play solo that I don't, as you know, I kind of just play what we play in Ghostlight or you and I play when we do gigs because I know those.
Yeah.
I don't step out of my box too often. But it's time to hunker down and do some stuff. So
Yeah.
that went well. And then the next night, Dave and I played
Oh
the
yeah.
the last Nailed It duo gig, or Nailed It. Sorry, not Nailed It. Ghostlight. Yeah, Nailed It. Nailed It is just a podcast now. Our last Ghostlight duo gig, you and I did our last one there on that Sunday.
Yep.
And the last one for the band this year of 2025 was Dave and I at Down to Valley Tavern in Seven Valleys. Dave and I have been doing Thanksgiving Eve there for 3 years now.
I was gonna say, yeah, you've been doing them just about as long as I've known you.
Yeah, we this is our 3rd year running down there. Fortunately, the place has been sold, and Terry and Meg are awesome. They say they're still going to be involved, though not the owners. But I don't. And they said they're still going to do music. But she generally pulls me aside before we get started on Thanksgiving Eve and books our whole next year. We didn't have that conversation, so I'm
Ah,
curious. But it is what it is. We had a great time, good crowd. A lot of Dave's family came out, a lot of our friends. We always have fun there. We always have fun in general. You and I have fun. The whole band has fun. It's just how we do things.
yeah,
So that went well. Of course, Thanksgiving came and went. I actually ended up to Dave. We went to Dave's. We don't do a lot of family stuff. I had done my family stuff before our Shaverstown gig. Um, Smoked another turkey. Had a good time with that. Went over to Dave's. Just ate some food and watched some football and just had a good time with him and his family. We've been doing Thanksgiving with Dave almost every year for probably 12 or 13 years.
yeah,
We make an appearance at Dave's. So, and then of course Friday, as you mentioned, was our Black Friday show at Tell Us, our annual show. Um, I always have something to say about that show, uh, and it's somewhat negative and not on the venue as much as the setup. I'm
yeah,
not a huge fan of playing on places where we play on the floor, where it's so packed. There's no barrier between us. Not that I'm saying we're some band that deserves a stage. It's just tighten that window. You know how it is.
yeah,
We don't get good monitors there. We kind of have to go, as you found out, you had to kind of dump your guitar in your ear so you could hear yourself.
yeah.
The sound guy that was there, he was a new guy for us. I forget his name now. Was it
TJ.
TJ? I was going to say Tyler. TJ. He was great. He was really attentive. I saw him, out there with the iPad several times, making sure
Oh,
he was
he was
dialed
on
in.
it the whole
Everybody said
night.
it sounded good. So, and I think we had a good show.
Yeah,
I think, regardless of my reservations, we had a fantastic show there, and we always do have a good time there. It was also the 1 year anniversary of Jimmy and Dave joining the band.
yep,
So this iteration of Ghostlight, this was our 1 year anniversary, really,
yep.
as a band. So all in all, I think that for being one of our last 2 shows of the year, I really, really had a good time with that. So um, music wise, I mean, that's where we're at. I mean, it's only Tuesday now. It's only, a couple days after that. I know Saturday night while you were off doing ring announcing and hanging out, being wrestling guy, Jen and I actually made a visit to the Lidditz VFW,
Oh, really?
um, out of nowhere. Yeah, it turns out our good friend Matt Brown, T Bucket from the campground,
Yeah,
Matt had put up a Facebook post that I forgot he lives somewhere near there, that he was going out there. It's where he goes, and he was just going to kind of quietly celebrate his 51st birthday. If anybody wants to stop by. And I said to Jen, we don't have any plans. We had some stuff going in the afternoon with our son and stuff, and said, let's just go. We'll go. We were kind of running late, so we're not going to get there till 7. And we had gotten a message from Monica and Matt
yeah,
from the campground that they were going to be there if we were coming. I was like, well, at least we'll know them. We'll know Matt and his woman. And we rolled in, and there was about 12 of us total from Craft Haven there.
yeah.
It was like an off-season reunion.
Yeah,
Matt and Kim, my old neighbors, and Serge and Bar, like all of them were down there. So we ended up staying there for quite a while, having a really good time.
oh, wow.
Um, I even dropped I was asked specifically to give a business card that they would really love to see the band down there at some point. So could be a new room for us.
That would be
Really nice
fun.
club, really clean, bright. I didn't have any food, but I saw a lot of food coming out. It looked good. Everybody said it was good. The drinks were cheap, like all VFWs and clubs
Do
are.
they have a stage?
So shout out to the Lidditz VFW and Strathmeyer for being the commander there, being just sitting there and chilling out. Yet more Craft Haven connections we didn't know about. So that was fun.
Is there a stage there?
No, it's much like the VFWs and stuff we
Yeah.
play now. There's no floor. And I know I just said about not having a stage, but some rooms like that just work. They
Hey, at
can't
least
all
they
be
don't put us in
Arcadia
a
Road.
ballroom.
Yeah. Well, you got Arcadia Road that gives us a full on stage
Yeah,
in Lancaster, which is cool because they have a whole back room that they do that.
yeah,
A lot of those places don't, because look at New Holland. We always have a great time there, but we're literally in front of the display cases for the war memorabilia.
yeah,
Glass wood boxes with glass fronts. The sound guy's nightmare.
Yeah,
Thank God we
right.
don't have amps on stage anymore. But yeah, I mean, overall, it was just a really kind of cool week. 4 shows for me is a lot. In 1 week, I haven't done that in a while. Of course, as you know, sometimes I cram 4 shows into like 3 days. So spreading it out from Sunday to Friday was kind of nice. But other than that, I think musically, it's just been it's getting into the holidays. We're in the holiday season now. We're in Christmas time. We're in Jake time, in Jake land. So I'm glad to be. I've said this many times. I don't get
I have my little air
ridiculous
horn
about
of Christmas right here. It gets played every day. It's really loud
an
and
air horn of
obnoxious.
Christmas. Yeah,
It's
please don't do that
it's like
on
a
camera.
speaker, but like,
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I also very much love Christmas too. Christmas is definitely my favorite holiday. I don't count it down like you do from like July 4th or
23
anything. But
days.
here we go. Yeah, thanks for reminding me.
I got you.
That's the part of it that I don't like, how it creeps up on us. But it's coming, man. It's good time. It's good to be in this. I work in the retail world. In the retail world, this is the worst time of the year. But I do love the vibe of Christmas. It's going to be good. So coming up, we've got our final Ghostlight Radio Show gig of 2025, full band gig, next Saturday at the Burning Bridge.
Yep.
Which, due to where our scheduling goes, it'll be our last Burning Bridge show for almost a year. We are not back at the Burning Bridge until November of next year. So anybody who's listening, just if you want to see us at the bridge before we have a very long break from there because of how our schedule next year works, this is the time to do it. Also, I mean, I don't know about you. I'm going to probably slightly Christmas it up since it's our last gig. I might throw on a hat and a t-shirt, look a little I mean, you already did. You started that on Black Friday.
I'm there. Maybe I'll get some. Maybe I'll get one of those straps that has the Christmas lights on it.
There you go. You could probably make one of those, dude.
Probably
$1 at the Dollar Tree with some lights and a battery pack, dude. You could do it right around the strap you have.
We're onto something.
Work smarter, not harder.
Get some garland.
It's also going to be Dave Z's birthday party. Dave turns 74 on Thursday. No, I don't think he's that old. 72. Actually, I don't think Dave wants us to say his age. 52, 3, something like that.
When is his actual birthday?
But yeah, we're going to celebrate Dave's birthday that night too. So we should have ourselves a good little party to round out our band year. When
is his actual birthday?
Thursday. This 2 days from now. Today's the 2nd, so his birthday's the 4th. Our show's the 6th.
Okay.
Was that so you can remember to say happy birthday to him on time, Jay? After that, we don't have anything. I have a falls date on, I believe, December 16th, is my last Tuesday of this year. And then you are there the night before Christmas.
I am there.
You're there the
23rd.
Tuesday before. Yeah. So you're there Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Much like I did Thanksgiving Eve.
Yep.
Do you have any other musical gigs from now and then? We keep a pretty shared calendar. I like to try and remember when everybody's playing. I don't think you don't have anything with Dexia or anything.
I have a Lisdexia show, December 20th.
Oh, that's right. We talked about this because I can't make it.
Yeah, it is.
I have a previous engagement.
Lisdexia opening up for Stricken.
Oh, that's right. Because Dave is a glutton for punishment.
And I said to Dave, I was like, this is got to be like your band's dream, like, because of just setting up. It's literally, I just have to pick up my shit and leave. And then they're ready to play. Right.
Drummer, bass, vocals. I mean, except for Steve.
I just got to switch with Steve and then we're done. Like,
good to go. It's pretty smart marketing or planning. But yeah, no, I get it.
But that'll be at Jen's on the 20th. And then I have my falls gig on the 23rd. And then that'll be it for 2025.
Go ahead.
I did want to ask you if you had a number as to how many gigs we did this year. Because I remember you said something last year about it, and I don't remember what the number was.
I do not have it in front of me, but I can get that. Maybe I can get it out in like the old liner notes, which we've never done, actually. Maybe we should start doing that.
Yeah.
I'd have to do the count. I know I had a count for 2023 because we were cranking them out back then. And the band, as a 4-piece then, before you were in the band, as a band, we did 52 shows that year.
Yeah.
And I personally, on stage with all my projects, did 92 shows in 2023, which is a personal best for me.
Yeah.
Now, I know 2024, maybe?
No, it would have been 2023.
Before you were in the band.
Yes.
Then we did a pretty decent amount in 2024. I don't think maybe 40 some. I have to do the count again. This year was decidedly less. We still did a lot of shows. We were probably in the 30s, just the band alone.
I'm going to start tallying as we continue.
Yeah. So, but next year we'll see what we're going to get. We have a much different schedule next year with availabilities and stuff, which was always going to be a thing. We got at least one member's got 2 small children. Jimmy's got kids and a family and things to do, and we all have other lives outside of band, even though you and I would play every night if our bodies would physically allow it.
Yeah.
But I'm curious to see. This is going to open up a lot of things. One of the things it's opening up I just got to announce today, I knew this was coming, was my Breaking Benjamin tribute, Next to Nothing, is finally playing another show. Um, this is the thing we do. We end up playing in the wintertime, like right at the beginning of the year, and then we never play again the whole year. So it's been that way a couple years. Hopefully that changed. But we announced today that we are going to be playing on Friday, January 2nd. So first show of the new year, right after everybody shakes off their New Year's Eve, partying blahs. We will be playing we're calling it a new metal show that we are going to be having, new metal throwdown, if you will. I think we have an exact name for it, but uh, next to nothing, we'll be, of course, doing Breaking Benjamin. Our friends in Y2 Kids are going to be doing Linkin Park, and we'll also be playing with Stricken, our friends in Stricken and Dave, who are obviously doing Disturbed. That'll be at the Capital City Music Hall, which I'm hearing a ton of good stuff about that venue, about how it sounds, how fun it is to play.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed playing Love Drafts, and you're essentially dealing with the same people in a better room from what I get. So that'll be great. Doors at 7, music at 8. Stricken will be starting tonight. There are it's through Ticketmaster. Tickets available on, the links online and stuff. And obviously there'll be you can get in at the door. I believe this is an all ages gig, but I have to double check that. I don't want to open my mouth and be wrong about that. But we just literally announced it today. So I want to get that awareness out there. It's nice to get back to that. Oh, I did forget a show. Look at me forgetting a show because I have too many projects. I said that, we play Saturday with Ghostlight at Burning Bridge, but Sunday I am doing a benefit with my hard rock and metal cover band, Fell From Zero. We're doing a benefit at Sherman's Creek Inn,
Uh,
Rebuilding with Love, it's called. There was a local couple who lost their house in a fire, lost everything. And some of their friends up there in that area put together a benefit and asked if we could play. And the guys were more than willing to do that on a Sunday. We haven't been at the Creek, played the Creek in over a year.
yeah.
So we're going to be the first full band on at 4:00. There is Karina Rose is a talented young lady who does a lot of solo acoustic stuff. She does the Falls, some other places around her. She's going on it too. I want to give a shout out to Kevin Nelson of Adrian Blitzer and Love Rocket, several other bands. Kevin's the guy that does the booking at Sherman's Creek. He's also an on-air radio personality on one of the local country stations. Kevin is supplying a drum kit because that was going to be kind of a holdup for us because of my drummer Jake is doing work that day and he's taking time out to do the gig, but he's not the time that he has to get his drums set up.
Yeah.
And Kevin was nice enough to supply it for the day and save the fact that we could play and all, so on. So shout out to Kevin for hooking that up. In fact, he told me just today he took the drums, they've been sitting for a while, over to Dale's drum shop to get new heads on and get them tuned up real nice. So he's all in
Sweet.
on it, and I think that's going to go really well. That's Sunday at the Sherman's Creek Inn. I believe the music starts at 2. I think the doors are at 12. We go on at 4. Fell From Zero goes on at 4, about an hour or so set. There are 2 bands past us, and I am a terrible promoter because I forget the second band, only because I know it's some guys that were in Fastlane with some other guys that
Okay.
started a new project, and their name is slipping from me right now. I apologize, guys. I know who you are. I can't think what your name is now. And then TGIR is going on last. So it's going to be a pretty good day of music for people up there. So if anybody's available on Sunday and wants to make a trip to Shermansdale and see some good bands do a good thing for a local cause, it's a pretty good time. So
That's this coming Sunday?
Sunday, yep. Sunday,
Okay.
Sunday at the Creek.
At the Creek.
But yeah, that rounds out pretty much what I got going on musically up until basically the first of the year, second of the year. So
I did get a count on Ghostlight gigs.
Okay.
For 2025, we did a
full
total
band or just all the thing, anything we posted is
full
Ghostlight?
band.
Okay.
For 2025, the full band did 38 shows.
38 shows. Then that does not count any duo gigs we did.
Yep.
Or any solo gigs that we now, as we've done for over a year now, we promote all that stuff as Ghostlight Acoustic.
Yeah.
Or Ghostlight Radio Show featuring Jake and Bob, featuring Dave, which is just branding. It makes more sense. But so 38 shows this year.
Yeah.
And that's counting up till next weekend.
Yep.
Oh, nice. That's more than I thought, actually. So
yeah,
I thought we were in the lower 30s. So I'll take it.
Yeah.
Well, we did a lot of stuff over the summer, too, for having kind of a closed off schedule. We did a lot of private parties and stuff like that. We did more, gigs than I thought. We had a pretty busy winter.
Yeah.
The first couple months we already had booked before Dave and Jimmy came on board, so we had all those to fill out. So yeah, it's hey, I'm grateful for the shows we get. I am. I'm grateful for any place that books us or is willing to book us. That's we I think we give a good time to whoever's in the room, and I think that's why people keep asking us back. So,
We also
hopefully
played
we
a lot of
continue.
like different places.
Yeah, we did. We moved around a lot this year.
Uh
Um,
yeah, because we did like you said a couple private parties. We did that steam engine event.
yeah, yep. In Mechanicsburg,
Um there's another one that's slipping my it, out towards Gettysburg.
out towards
It was
Gettysburg.
the day after
Oh, the mill, Bourbon Mill.
yes, Bourbon
Yeah,
Mill.
they
That
that makeup show for them having to chase us out. They were closed down the one in Maryland, and that one place closed. So she gave us a makeup show.
yeah.
In fact, now you mention, I need to reach out to them because they did say they'd like to have us back over the nice weather. I might be able to get us a show. They have a big patio and stuff there, so
Yeah.
I'll reach out to them this week. It's time to book summer as best we can. Not that there's too much left for summer.
Right.
Our summer's pretty much done, but which isn't a terrible problem to have. I've actually had to turn a couple people down already because they just assume we'd be wide open. I'm like, no, you have to call me in like April the year before to get me
Yeah.
in August the following year. That's just not a bad thing, not a bad problem for a band to have. So
Yeah.
that means for a band who's not a working band, we work pretty well. We work pretty much. So
Yeah.
I like it. So that's about it for housekeeping for me as far as what's going on and what we've been doing and what we got coming. What about you?
Yeah, I think that kind of wraps everything up for me, like up to the new year.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's kind of it for as far as housekeeping goes.
Yeah. Now let's get into the meat and potatoes, as they
Yeah.
say in this episode. The snoochie boochies of this episode. So we talked about this a lot a couple episodes back, and then we were going to try and do a live kind of or at least a video, a vlog of it, or get some clips, and we just got too wrapped up in the day. But back in October, we made a trip to the nerd mecca that is Red Bank, New Jersey, and we went to well, I mean, the whole day was a bunch of stuff, but we started out our trip more or less going to Jay and Silent Bob Seger Stash,
Yeah.
um, which is for anybody who knows myself, Jake, or anybody who's a fan of Kevin Smith stuff. That's his brick and mortar comic store in Jersey that he's had for 30 odd years or something like that. I forget what it is now. It's been a
Yeah,
long time.
I forget what it is.
20 some years. And it's not even the same. We discussed it's not even the original building. It's like two doors up or something from where it was.
Yep.
But that was a pretty odd. That was myself, you and myself, my wife, your girlfriend, Alex.
Yep.
We had a fantastic time. It was a nice trip down there. Now we had to get up after a show. And that the night we had a show the night before, didn't we? Didn't we have to get up like crazy early the next day to meet you guys? Or I had a show, something.
Yeah, we played somewhere and yeah, where was
I forget where it was. I'd have to look at the calendar, but there was somewhere we had to play, and then we had to basically get home so we could get any kind of sleep because
it
3 hour
was like
drive.
it was like I think it was Marietta. I think
Yes,
we were
okay.
in Marietta.
The Halloween show?
Maybe
No, I think that was the week after.
I don't remember.
Anyway, either way.
But yeah,
we got up early.
I remember us discussing because you were like, it makes more sense if you stay over, and I was like, but like because of transportation and stuff.
That's right. So
you
it was
guys had to
somewhere
come
up this way.
get us like at the Lebanon Turnpike exit.
Yep. Yeah. Now that you say that, now I remember. Yeah. So we did our trip down. The bank was cool, but we got into town. We decided to kill a little time. So we're walking around and just checking out what downtown Red Bank has, which is a nice, quaint little street. Gives you an old school stores on the street kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And let's get a coffee, guys. Let's go into the Starbucks. So we go into Starbucks. We all order our stuff. I said, hey, I'm going to go back, use the bathroom, guys. Something. I'm back there, drain it out, wash my hands. I come walking out. And who do I see you guys just standing there with? Who's standing next to you? While I went to the bathroom, what happened?
Good old Jason Mewes, Jay himself, is talking to us. Alex, Jen, and I, we were all standing there just talking to Jay. But leading up to that, it was really funny while you were in the bathroom, because I was rocking my View Askew hockey jersey. We're standing in line, and I see these two guys sitting at a table. They were looking in my direction, And I thought they were just like looking at my jersey, like, oh, like that's cool. And I'm thinking, yeah, I'm not thinking anything of it, not realizing that Jay is standing right behind me in line. And so we're in line this entire time. He's behind me and I don't know this. And so then we kind of round the counter and we're standing there waiting for everybody's drinks. And I just so happened to have glanced up and I saw Jay, checking out. And I froze and I went to Alex and I was like, babe, look who's over there. And then she didn't know because she's only like now getting into the View
She was the
Askew
noob of the
universe.
group. Yeah.
But then I looked at Jen. I was like, Jen, holy shit, look who's at the counter. And Jen, I've never seen Jen get this excited. And it was really
She
funny.
was there for the chance to meet Mewes,
Yeah.
amongst the rest of the stuff that we'll tell a story about. But I even joked with her. I was like, it's not like we're going to see them walking down the street in Red Bank. We're going to see them at the event. Yeah.
Yeah, because I said to Jen, I was like, Jen, look who's at the counter. And she went, oh my God. And she's like freaking out. And so then I like explained it to Alex. I was like, that's Jay of Jay and Silent Bob. And Jay then rounded the counter and he like would just kind of was like, oh, can I get past you real quick to, get to the creamer or whatever we were standing in
Right.
front of. But then he started talking to us. And he was like, you guys coming to the show tonight? And we were like, yeah. And he goes, oh man, it's going to be a great time. It ran really late the night before because they did the double showing. So we were just kind of shooting the shit with him. And then that's when you joined us to see, for you to see who we were having this conversation with.
Yeah. I walked out. I'm like, what? Wait, what the? It was that whole like the needle drop, needle scratch thing, a record scratch thing, and I just walked up and shook his hand. I felt bad because my hands were still a little like clammy from washing my hands. I was like, this guy saw me come to the bathroom, probably think I just wiped piss on his hands. But it was super cool that he was just willing to talk to everybody too.
Yeah.
Like he just wanted to get his coffee. Dude was tired, clearly tired.
Oh yeah, you could tell he like just woke up.
That was cool, and so everybody's like, oh, we got to go to the stash now. It's open. And I did skip a part. We did stop at the record store, the music store.
Yep. We went to
which has been there
music
forever. Side note to this, after we were down for this trip and I was got home one day and the wife was watching Chasing Amy. It's on one of the channels that watch old Kevin Smith movies all the time.
Yep.
And I'm watching and I didn't realize there's a whole scene in Chasing Amy that was filmed in that record store.
Really? I have to go back and watch it.
There's a scene where Holden's talking to Hooper.
Yeah.
Hooper X in the store and they're just going through records. Anything of it. And then I started to notice the back of the wall. I'm like, well, I mean, this was filmed in the 90s, but that looks like the same place. They get to the end of the line and they turn and a little kid runs up and like salutes Hooper, Black Power and whatnot. He goes into his little acting like he's, this militant guy when he's just a gay black man trying to be tough. I mean, the whole joke in that movie is great. But the kid stops the stairs that went up to that landing up top.
Oh.
And I realized right away where it was. And I was like, holy shit, Jen, this is where we just were.
Yeah.
And then as they walk, the camera, follows around the other side. They walk past where the main counter was.
Yep.
Obviously, completely different stuff on the walls. It was in the 90s. It's the same building.
Yeah.
I was like, holy hell. So all day, I didn't think about we were in a bunch of places that were in his movies. And everybody does it all the time, but I hadn't done that before. So that was cool. So that was before we had the Starbucks. So then we headed over to the stash, which is pretty much across the street, which is just, I'm a comic book guy. You're a comic book guy. So comic book stores, brick and mortar stores are I love that because that's when I grew up as a kid. I know digital's a thing and it's easier just to get them online now or order shit, but going into a store is the best. But that store is a love letter to all things Jay and Silent Bob, of View Askew Universe and Kevin Smith. Because as he says, no one loves Kevin Smith more than Kevin Smith.
Exactly.
And it was just so awesome to see all the signed stuff and all the cool memorabilia from the movies and all the stuff, all the tchotchkes hanging on the wall and whatnot. And Jay was in there trying to get to the back really just to chill out. And he just kept stopping and taking pictures of everybody.
Yep.
And we took some photos for ourselves for, the websites and whatnot and our socials, but we weren't going to take a picture. Like I didn't want to bother him. You don't want to bother him. The girls were like, take the picture.
Yeah.
So we got a group picture. They were like, hey, can we get a picture? And we got a group picture with him and, he's all, give me your phone. I'll do this. And he does some pretty good selfies.
Oh yeah.
He's mean mugging in the photo. I
I
don't know if you
love it.
noticed that. We're all like smiling. He's like, "Urgh." Now, maybe because he hadn't had a full cup of coffee yet, and it was already like what 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah,
Um, but that was super cool. Just we spent some time in there. I bought some signed stuff, and
I bought my little
uh,
Buddy Christ statue.
yeah, I. Oh, by the way, I want to tell you about this. Side note: speaking of Kevin Smith, very ironically, so I got a new 3D printer recently. As you know, I've been printing stuff for the band, and it's for work. By the way, I just want the internet and the IRS to know I bought that for work. So it is a tax write-off. I don't know if you can see this very well, Jake.
Oh,
I found print file, and this is a small version. It is, in fact, folks. I'll try and get it close, but I don't know if you're going to see it. The white's really throwing it off, but that is, in fact, an unpainted tiny Buddy Christ.
I love
Um,
that so much.
I can print them in any size and any color. It's pretty nice. So anyway, uh, again, I'm not. No, I'm not selling those. No copyright infringement, Mr. Smith. I'm not trying to take your money. I was just trying to do a thing because it was fun. But yeah, so we did that, and then we decided we had plenty of time to kill. We need to get something to eat, so we took a little walk through Red Bank.
Yep.
No. We didn't walk through Red Bank, did we? No, we left Red Bank. Sorry,
Yeah.
I got ahead. This is before we get to Highlands. So we left Red Bank. We went over where Quick Stop is.
Yep.
And decided to get our photos, which is now Quick Stop, and RST Video is now the CBD joint or the weed joint, or whatever it is now.
Smoke shop.
But we got some cool pictures. We checked it out. It's again a place the movie was filmed. It's just a tiny convenience store. There's nothing on a weird corner of a street, but the experience was cool, and they still have the stuff hanging up. And side note, I saw just in the last week the guy who owned that all those years passed away.
Oh, really?
Kevin Smith posted that the owner, the older gentleman that owned it all those years and allowed him to use it for the movie for Clerks and subsequent filmings of different things, passed away. He was an older gentleman. I think he was in his late 70s, early 80s, something like that. So lived a life. Also, sad side note, speaking of the death,
Yep.
Kevin Smith's mom passed away yesterday.
I did see that.
Grace passed away. So odd timing for us to finally get to this episode. It wasn't planned this way, but I know his mother was his world, and I think she lived a pretty good life because her son was living a good life. It seemed like that. So our thoughts go out to Kevin. I know he's never going to hear this, and I'm not expecting him to, but our thoughts are with you, man. That's losing a parent's probably. I haven't had to experience that, but losing anybody close to you sucks. So
Yeah.
enough with the downbeat. Back to our happy story. So we did our quick stop thing. We went by some horse farms, which you loved.
Oh, let me tell
On
you,
the
it
way
was
over
in my
Atlantic
glory.
Highlands. Yeah, Jake loves horses, folks. We just talked about that last episode. We get to Atlantic Highlands because we were going to Smodcastle Cinemas, which is the movie theater that Kevin Smith owns.
Yep.
Because that weekend, the show we've been talking about all this time was the 30th anniversary screening of Mallrats. And what it was 2 nights of basically Kevin. The thought was it was Kevin, Jason Mewes, so Jay and Silent Bob were there, and Jason Lee was also supposed to be there, who played Brody in the movie. Being there, talking about the movie scene by scene, basically. They watch some, they'll stop, talk about it, tell a story, get some inside stuff. Very cool stuff. And unfortunately, Jason Lee was not able to make it. We did not know that till we got to our showing. Ours was the Sunday showing, that he had not been there all week and he had pneumonia and could not make it. He filmed the video for us, and, sorry. And the show was still great with just Jay and Kevin. But they had run, like 5 hours, he said?
Yeah.
The night before, and we're like, well, we'll never take that. It's a Sunday. It starts at 3. We're home by 9, even with our drive.
Yeah.
We didn't leave
Till
Atlantic Highlands till
almost
9. 8, 9 o'clock. Yeah. It was but it was amazing. It did take 5 hours to go through that movie, and but we saw the theater. We decided to walk around, get some food. We walked all the way down to the docks there, the harbor, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
Atlantic Highlands. Got some food out on the water, which was a little windy, but cool. We got to see the water. It was a really nice little sea shanty town.
Yeah, because the wind blew my lettuce into the water from my sandwich.
Yes. The seagulls were descending on us because there was this stuff everywhere from food. But we had a good time. We went in. The theater's amazing. It's just a small old school theater. 3 screens I think they have.
I think so.
Main screen
Yeah.
that we were in, and like 2 other ones. Just the walls are just plastered with cool Kevin Smith, US Universe stuff, comic book pages from stuff, and movie posters and props, and it's just a very cool place. But getting in there to a basically sold out crowd and listen to those guys tell all the stories about their filming of Mallrats from that Kevin basically disowned the movie for a while because he thought it made him a failure, and Jay, the studio not wanting Jay to be there, which is a story I heard before. They wanted, what did they say, Seth Green or Breckin Meyer.
Yes.
They had made them read for Jay, and both of those guys were like, "Dude, that's his part from Clerks. Why would we do that?"
Yeah.
And Jay had to prove himself in scenes, and it was just fun to watch. I mean, I've been watching that movie since the day it came out on VHS. Like, I've always loved that movie. I had no idea Kevin didn't for the longest time.
Yeah.
So it was just very cool to not only watch it in that atmosphere. And I mean, I listen to Kev's podcast, and I've watched his Q&As online and stuff. Never been to one. Never been in the same room as a man. Never got the chance to meet him, which I want to do at a con or something sometime. And I just really enjoyed the whole experience. And I think I would love to do that as maybe not a yearly excursion we do, but every time he brings up, I know next year he says the 25th anniversary of Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Yeah.
If they bring that through, we're going to, hell
Oh,
or high
yeah.
water, we're going to that. But I really had just a super enjoyable experience. It wasn't your first time in Red Bank and doing that stuff, but I went with the right people. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I think I just told the whole story in one fell swoop, but I mean, I know you got feelings about it as well.
The one thing I wanted to say is I really loved the fact of like how he made his entrance, how Kevin made his entrance into the theater. Wasn't some big, fancy thing. He just walked in, he's just like, "Hi everybody," and then he just
That's
started.
Kev's thing. Hey everybody,
Yeah.
I'm
And
Kevin Smith. We know.
but like it was so cool because I had seen Mallrats prior to the film, or prior to us going, and it was neat to see it from like that perspective
Right. The
of,
filmmaker's perspective, someone in the movie, someone that was there. That was
yeah,
so cool.
um and just hearing like his little stories, or like who was supposed to play Jay, or who all was or tried out for different parts, uh and or like where the story wasn't really supposed to be about Brody originally.
And Jason Lee just blew everybody away, and he suddenly became the focal point.
I,
Yeah.
I also had forgotten that was his first acting gig,
Right.
and
He
that he
was a
was a
professional
professional
skateboarder
skateboarder.
who
Yeah.
just decided to retire. And hey, you want to do a movie? Yeah, sure. This is the My Name is Earl guy who was on TV for like 12 years. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
um
insane.
but no, it was such a cool thing, and to like you said, to see the theater, because I had seen photos of it, seen videos of it off of social media and stuff, but like to go up and down the halls and see all the Kevin memorabilia. Like I personally really liked all the Tusk stuff that was up on the walls.
Right.
um but it was so cool. I loved that huge mural that's right by the concession stand of just
The
all the
Jersey people from Jersey,
yeah.
celebrities from Jersey. Yep.
Yeah,
Super cool.
I thought that was such a cool thing to see and be a part of. Um, and obviously seeing the secret stash was cool. I had only been to the new location one other time, and I wasn't there for very long. I think it was because my brother and I had went, and we brought his little guy with, and he was really little, so, and he was being fussy, so we didn't stay very long. But that was like my first time being able to actually go through and check everything out. Um, and like how you and I were just kind of gawking at all the older comics that were up on that wall.
I bought one.
That's right,
I
you
bought
did
an old
wind up
issue of
buying
Captain
one.
America. Yeah, I bought a Captain America issue, Captain Falcon issue, just to have on my wall.
Yeah. Um, and this to see like the Buddy Christ altar and everything, and
Yep.
like you said, all the science stuff. It was really cool just to check that stuff out. And I love going out to Red Bank. I've gone out there by myself just as a day trip because I wanted to go. Uh, but I've been out to Red Bank a handful of times. I was there a couple times while they were filming Comic Book Men. I was an extra in the background of one of the episodes, funny enough. There's like a scene where they used to show like quick cuts of people shopping,
People buying stuff. Yep.
and they show a quick cut of me in the background wearing a t-shirt that, oh, I just punched my mic, wearing a t-shirt that is 2 sizes too big for me because the shirt I had on they couldn't show on TV.
So they had to cover you up.
Yeah,
Yeah, nice, nice,
that
nice.
oh my god, that whole endeavor was so fun. Uh, it was the first. This was the first time I had ever gone to Red Bank to the stash. It was part of my family's like week-long vacation in Ocean City, and this is right when Comic Book Men was kind of at its highest point, and my brother was like, "We need to go. It's in New Jersey. We're vacationing in New Jersey for the week. Let's take a day and go." And so it was me, my best friend, my brother, and then my brother-in-law. The four of us, we kind of made a guy's day, and we went up to Red Bank, and we saw they were filming, and so we wanted to go in and everything. We had to sign release forms and everything, but because we weren't my best friend and I, we weren't 18 yet. I think we were 17, both of us. Uh because we were 17, we had to have a parent or a guardian sign for us that we could go in while they were filming. And they had we were trying to figure this out because like my best friend from high school, like his parent or guardian's not here, but because he was the same height as my brother, my brother signed for him saying that they were brothers. And then my brother-in-law signed for me because we were the same height. And we
Nice.
we looked like we were able to be more related than my actual brother and I.
Fraud.
Yeah. um, but then they were like, well, you guys can't wear those shirts. I think I had an Avengers t-shirt on because I was like, going to a comic book store, I'm going to wear a comic book shirt.
Right.
But they were like, you can't wear an Avengers shirt. We're going to go get you one. And they gave me this shit brown shirt that was a 3X. And so I put this thing on and I'm drowning in it. It's like down to my knees. I look like a little kid who just borrowed a shirt from their dad.
That's pretty much what happened.
Um, and like my buddy, he just turned his shirt inside out, but you could see the graphic from the inside of his shirt. But they were like, close enough, good enough for jazz. And so we got in and we spent, I think we were there for about 3 hours because they were filming a specific scene, and for continuity, they needed us to stay in place for the 3 hours. And
Wow.
when I tell you, I stared at the same shelf of comic books for 3 hours, I started reading them. I was just trying to kill time. I was ready to go, 2 hours ago.
Right.
But yeah,
Ah, Hollywood.
they were just like, we gotta keep the continuity. And this is where you see like we know reality TV is all staged, but
Right.
this really showed it because they were filming one of the scenes where like somebody brings something in to sell to them,
Right.
and it took them 3 hours to film that, what is normally a 5-minute segment on an episode.
If that depending on how deep they go into it, yeah.
Yeah, like I heard them barter for the same price for an hour. And my brother and I, we were both joking, and we're like, we get it. You're settling on $50 for this board game. Move on.
Well, such as the ways of TV, especially reality TV.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the trip was so worth it. I mean, it just was something I've wanted to do since the '90s, dude. I since the day I saw Clerks and thought, oh my god, that's a real place. I think I've always wanted to go and just never did. I never pulled the trigger, so to speak. I never decided to go, and this was the Mallrats thing. Really, I mean, Jen always wanted to go with me. She's a big View Universe fan too, and the Mallrats is one of her favorites just because of how it is. Even though it's not like anyone's favorite Kevin Smith movie. I mean, it's probably someone's favorite Kevin Smith movie, but it's one of hers, and it just was. It was funny watching that and hear him talk about how it's so kind of out of place with all his other movies
Yeah.
because that was the corporate, studio movie he had to make. So it's his characters, but they're not exactly the like
Yeah.
cartoon versions of his characters. It was kind of neat. So
I'd
never really
put
looked at the movie that way.
I'd put
I
that
always
in at
chalked
least
it.
my top 3 for
Well, I
Kevin
always
Smith
chalked that
movies.
up to him just getting. It was his second movie, and he got a budget, and he was just. I never realized it was a politics thing.
Yeah.
Oh no, I mean, Clerks is always going to be my favorite Kevin Smith movie. Um, I'm a big fan of Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. It's just so over the top, but it was so funny. And that was the first one of his movies I got to see in the theater.
Yeah.
Um, Dogma is probably in my top. I would actually say those two are probably my top three.
Yeah.
Um, Clerks 2 and 3 are very good. 3 is depressing as can be. It's such a depressing movie.
It really is.
But I mean, for him telling a story, I know what he was doing. So I
Yeah.
get it. But yeah, I mean, I could go on about it. I mean, most of my love for Kevin Smith is definitely the View Askew universe stuff. I mean, obviously you like Tusk and some of his he steps out, does some horror stuff and other things. Um I think the only movie I really enjoyed outside of View Askew universe stuff was Zack and Miri Make a Porno.
That is such a good
Um
one.
it's a good movie. It's a really, but I mean, it follows his kind of sensibility, but it's not set in his universe.
Yeah.
Hence, I mean, he got to use Jay as a completely different character. Like Jay got to play a different person.
Yeah.
So it was just a good time around something. He's probably my favorite filmmaker.
Yeah.
Especially as an adult. As a kid, I always said probably Spielberg or Lucas or somebody who really made the movies I liked. Um, of course, I don't know if I had a favorite filmmaker when I was a kid. I had movies, I had characters I liked. The
Yeah.
older I get, the more I understand how movies are made and how cool, what the background, like the behind the scenes stuff is, and what it takes to make a movie. Yeah, I mean he may not make blockbusters. You know, there are no Avengers Endgame.
Right.
But what is?
Yeah.
They can't even make that again. But I definitely think Kevin Smith is, you know, you've seen it up here. I've got 4 or 5 different pops of Kevin Smith, and 3 of them are his different directors, you know, Kevin Smith pops, not not Silent Bob.
Yeah.
So Silent Bill, as he'd put it. So I definitely, it was, again, like I said, it was kind of like a Mecca. It was a pilgrimage for me, and I'll do it again when the time's right. I'd love to have more time.
Yeah.
Doing it on a Sunday kind of really time crunched us. Um, I would love to be able to do it on a Saturday, maybe be able to stay somewhere and not come home.
Yeah.
But also, I was okay with that too. That drive wasn't terrible till the end.
When all the
Right after we
rain
dropped you
happened.
and Alex off, the heavens opened up and we couldn't even see on the highway. It was so rainy.
Yeah.
I actually got off the turnpike when I dropped you guys off, and I went through Lebanon,
Oh,
or
did you?
the other side of Lebanon and Mannheim and stuff. I went home that way because I could not see on the highway that last stretch before we dropped you guys off.
That's
I wasn't
crazy.
even playing. That was otherwise though. Was a really great day.
Yeah. That was a fun adventure. It was a fun memory to have.
You know, we walked away with a couple things. We got posters for the event. They gave us all a signed comic.
Yep.
Of Quick Stops because he felt like he should give us something because Jason Lee couldn't make it. So, you know, we got those. I got one of those hanging up now too. And
That'll be my
cool.
next thing that gets hung up over here by my Mr. Melody original art.
Yeah, I also grabbed a copy of Quick Stops #1 that he signed with a cool Blunt Man and Chronic cover art that I liked. So I got a couple things, and overall got some stickers I still haven't decided where to put. Feel like they're wasted on a guitar case.
Yeah.
Because it's not like I can just go grab more tomorrow. It's in Red Bank.
You got to find the perfect spot for it.
They're sitting on my desk right now. I don't know what to do with them, but yeah, it was a really, really good time.
Yeah.
So, well, that about wraps up our trip to Red Bank, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
And we've pretty much covered the stuff. You got anything else you want to add before we're done here?
I don't think so. We covered housekeeping, our gigs that we've done, gigs we have coming up to like finish out the year.
Remainder of the year, yep. Yeah, I think we're there.
Yeah.
So this will not be our last episode of 2025, folks. We have one more for sure. We promised 12 and we're getting there. We're gonna have one more. I'm sneaking around a guest that maybe we can get in for our big end of the year, but who knows? It could be another one of these. It could just be you and me dressed in silly Christmas clothes, zooming in on each other. Well, that sounded really bad phrasing. Enhance.
Just zooming in.
But yeah, we still got another one to come. And before I forget, for those listening, you have until the 22nd.
Yes.
For the CPMAs, the Hall of Fame induction, the nominations for consideration are still available till the 22nd. You can nominate, obviously, the podcast, Nail the Podcast. We would love to be able to say that we are three-time
nominated podcast.
Again, we have no reservations that we will, or expectations we would win that award, but it's nice to be included. It's nice to know that there are enough podcasts that we can be considered to have peers and not, you know, we're just the bottom of the barrel kind of thing.
Right.
And also Ghostlight Radio Show, we are making an attempt to have people recognize that the band has been around 13 years. Um, and I've been with the band. Rich and I've been with the band 4 years. You've been with the band going on a year and a half now.
Yep.
I mean, we should at least be considered for best cover band, especially out of the Lancaster area. Um, Whether again, I'm not saying we would win, but I think it'd be nice to be considered. I'm not chasing an award. I'm chasing the idea that I know enough people know about us and have a good time with us that the the recognition is nice.
Yeah.
It's not the award. It's the fact that someone understands that we do in fact do a thing, and we've been doing it a lot. This band's been doing it a long time.
Yeah,
Um,
and, like, I've seen bands that play more like, less than half of what we play that get on that bill,
yeah,
and so like you said, the band itself has been around for 13 years, and the amount of positive feedback that this band gets, and like it's to toot our own horns all to an extent, but also the sheer reality of it. The band with the response that the band gets, the crowds that the band can pull in,
yep,
it's something that should be at least acknowledged.
I agree, and I'd like to see that. Hopefully, we can get that acknowledgement. But right now, it's all about the fans voting. There's links on our Facebook and stuff, and I try to repost, and I will next couple weeks just to get because we have this little 20-second, and that's just for the fans to let the board know who they'd like considered to be on the ballot. Doesn't mean we would make it, but that helps. It's helpful. So,
Yeah.
and you can. I don't tout this because I don't think I am, or anyway. Of course, you can always put in for me or Jake, Dave, any of us for best singer if you wanted, or there's other categories that you could actually nominate people for. I don't think I should be taking a best singer award away from anyone or a nomination. There are people far better than what I do that should be getting those nominations, but I'm not going to tell people they couldn't do something like that. The
Right.
very first year they did that, or second year, whatever, first or second year they did that, someone actually, I was told I was put in for consideration for singer, and I thought that was pretty cool. But I was more about getting Fell from Zero on the ballot, which didn't happen. And to be honest, we don't play enough for us to be campaigning to be on. But Ghostlight deserves a chance to be recognized, at least. I
Yeah.
think that's fair.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree with
and
that.
if we don't, it's not like it's going to change what we do, but it's certainly be nice to know people are still paying attention after all these years, even though I see it at every show.
Yeah.
People are there at every show. I see it. Um, so that is still a thing. So that can still be done. And of course, Jake and Dave has Lysdexia. You can their best. I believe they still do a best rock band, original band, whatever it is, hard band. There's a category for what you guys do, and
I think we've been promoting it as best metal band.
metal band. Of course, they do a tribute band. I'd be more than happy to see Next to Nothing on there, even though again we don't play enough for us to be considered. Dave's got Stricken. That should really be. I think they get nominated, and they should. They're fantastic at doing what they do. There's lots of our friends and peers I'm going to be happy to see on those lists too. I will forever say, as far as I still think they belong in the pop punk and not so much the rock person, but I think the boys in Lyndhurst should be on that ballot every year.
Yep.
They've won awards and they deserve to. They are by far my favorite original band of that style in many, many years. And I think Ed's a fantastic songwriter. And I think they just put out a new song. So feel free to check that out too on their socials. Shout out to Lyndhurst as always. But yeah, the CPMAs are coming. Central PA Music Hall of Fame Awards. They're coming in March 4th, actually.
Tickets are
I
on
will
sale
be in
now.
attendance. I don't know if Jake's going to make it this year. He could not last year, but I am definitely going to be in attendance this year. I like the idea, rubbing shoulders and elbows with people and dressing up a little bit. And hey, I can fit in a suit better now, so I really want to give that a try. I'm whom I can. I'll put a jacket on. I'm wearing jeans. That's all I wear.
Yeah.
But and a backwards hat. I will dress this is me, folks. Don't think I'm going to get too fancy even for an award show, but probably get a custom nailed it t-shirt. No, I'm not going to do that, although we should.
Maybe I'll finally get my officially blocked by Trapped shirt made.
Yes. Oh, yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah,
I have the graphics still. I just got to get the shirt made.
We should just do it. So, well, but yeah, I wanted to make sure we touched on that because there's still time to do that. But I think that's going to wrap up episode 11 of Nailed It the podcast for season 3. So with nothing more going on, I am of course Bob.
I am of course Jake.
And we are
Nailed it, the
Nailed it, the
podcast.
podcast. And if you missed this episode or you missed the next one, happy holidays, folks. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, happy holidays.
See you. Hey, look.
Nailed it.
Look at that. There we go. We had a whole episode.
Sweet.
We did a thing.